Hello, hello. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I mapped out my signature offer, Magnetic Midlife. And if you're watching this video, it means that you've been invited to submit your application or share Magnetic Midlife with a woman 50 plus in business, building a legacy and a beautiful business. And I want to show you exactly how simple it can be to pull a signature offer together once you have really honed in on your brand, your messaging, your positioning, your ideal client, and what your offer is going to be. So I've done this work with my coach, and I've done this over the years in my business again and again, refining and launching signature offers. For the first, I would say, 5 years in my business, my signature offer was a branding and website package, which is still something that I support clients with. And this is a new evolution in my business. So I'm showing you real time, behind the scenes, what I've done in the past that has worked really well and what I continue to do to fill the spots for this beautiful program. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and walk you through all the things and all of the thought processes behind this launch. Okay, so because I love branding and because I love visuals, the first piece of this launch planning was around understanding who the offer was for, what the feeling was for this offer, and how to align that with my existing brand. My business, Magnetic Boss Studio, has been around for nearly a decade, and I have a signature look, right? I have a signature style. So it was really easy for me to create this offer, create the content for this offer, and to pull together the visuals. So the first thing that I did, admittedly, is to go into Canva and spend some time in there. Now, I will say it was very easy for me to do this because one, it is my area of expertise. I am a designer and I have templates. So it's really easy for me to go in and create something for a new offer. So you'll see in here, I created a design for my website. These are the banner photos that I'm using on Facebook as well. These are easy plug and play backgrounds for the sales page. I have a carousel template. I have another carousel template. I have the swipe file graphics for my referral network to be sharing. And I have my Instagram story templates as well. So those are all in here. That was a big piece to the launch, is to make sure that I had the visuals to show this offer in a really captivating way. And this is where a lot of my clients come to me needing the support with the done for you work, because it's not easy for everybody to create graphics and to create the visual branding pieces. That just happens to be what I'm naturally really good at. So that was one aspect of preparing for this launch, was making sure that all my visuals were at the very least templated out so that I could share that content. The second piece to this, after going through many, many Google Doc versions of this, was putting together the sales page for this program. So you've probably seen this if you're watching this video, really walking through the client journey, explaining what this coaching experience is about, what the person that steps into this experience is walking away with, highlighting my VIP day bonus. This was adding that incentive and excitement behind this offer, and really also positioning this offer as something different than the rest of the coaching industry provides. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about this container, is because it's not just coaching, it is getting that access to having somebody doing the work for you. And making sure that everything is really clean and easy, outlining the investment, outlining testimonials. All of these pieces kind of took some back end work. I had to go through and look at my old testimonials and ask for new testimonials from clients and compile those. And I also have those in my story templates on my phone, where I've taken my brand photography and overlaid some of these screenshots of these testimonials so that that's showing the, proof that I know what I'm doing and can support people. So this is a longer sales page. It did take me a little bit of time, but because this is a signature offer, I was willing to put in the time to make this really a full circle launch. And what's really fun about this is that after this first launch happens, I can change the language. I can refine some of these sections. I can see what's working, what's not working, where people are clicking on the page. To get that information as I'm testing the offer, I've already gotten incredible feedback from this. So this was really easy for me to put out and be willing to let it be imperfect so that I can refine in the process. One great example of this when I first launched the page, if we go back up to the top, I didn't put this button at the very top of the page. And I did run some Facebook ads to do testing for this sales page. And what I noticed is that there were a lot of clicks on the page, but not as many applications as I would like to have seen from those conversions, those leads. So I put this button up here that was great feedback for me, right? When you're doing a launch, it's all about collecting the information. I know there's proof of concept. I have applications coming in. So just refining that experience for the audience to make sure that the conversions are happening. Another piece to this launch is having the application form. This was something that I put together in less than an hour. I have a system with my existing client management system that allows me to have questionnaires and lead forms. So I put this together very quickly and have the full application, which if you have applied for Magnetic Midlife, you have seen this. If you haven't, this is what the process looks like to step into this world. And then once somebody fills this out, they get the opportunity to book an alignment call with me. This is a really great opportunity, not only for them to make sure it's the right fit for them, but for me to make sure that I'm accepting clients that really align with my intention for this program. And then a back end piece of this is having the registration page. So when somebody gets on a magnetic alignment call with me and we determine it's a good fit, if they're not a scholarship winner, because I am giving away one scholarship spot for this initial launch, they're going to be invited to register. And I have this all set up with my Thrive cart checkout, and everything is set up in here for payment options to upgrade for my VIP bundle and the pay in full piece as well. So this stuff is already created before I'm even going into launch. Then the icing on the cake here, right? We create the signature offer and then it's like, well, what do I do? What do I do now? How do I get people to know about it? So this was a system that I've created for my own business using Trello. I use this for my day-to-day content, my regular marketing. You'll see April and May. May, I was not very consistent with my content because I was in the behind the scenes process of really creating this offer and making sure that it was ready to be shared with the world in June. What I always say about social media content is that it is a resource and it's a free tool, but it is not the end all be all in business. I was able to take a step back from social media in May to make sure that I had the foundation for this upcoming launch because my business is sustainable, because I have clients on retainer, I have projects already happening, I have inquiries coming in from referrals, and it's a well-oiled machine at this point in my business. Now, looking at the launch, what I did in Trello is I created a list, and you'll see a lot of things in here. Everybody's brain is going to work a little bit differently. This is just an example of how you could create a launch schedule with social media content. So what I have in here, first and foremost, is my personal invite and swipe files. Part of this launch is asking people that are in my inner circle, past clients, to be referrals for this program. So I've put a script in here for an email that I sent out to a handful of people. I'm not cold calling everybody under the sun, but I have a handful of people that received this email with my swipe files. So I have a Google Doc in here. And when you open it up, if you're a referral partner, you're going to see 3 easy ways to share. So this was something that I put together before the launch where I have my latest Instagram post and Facebook post and LinkedIn post announcing the scholarship giveaway for June. I have instructions on something they could add as a caption. I have a personal invite script for them to go off of, and then a social post invite for them to be sharing about this offer. And then I have linked in here the swipe graphics, the templates that I created in Canva. So all of the visuals are already there. It's really easy for somebody to take this offer and share it with their audience. And that is the best way, in my opinion, to launch something is to have your warm audience, your hot leads, sharing to their audience and to have that cross promotion happening. So that is in the Trello board. The other thing that I have in the Trello board is my discovery call or my alignment call process. So I have notes for myself in here. I have my application confirmation email that goes out and some of the things that I need to remember on the call to make sure that that is going in the direction that we want it to be going in and that I'm making sure that this is the right fit for both of us on the call. And because I believe in the power of follow-ups in business, I also have a follow-up message that I'll be sending out to people that I maybe didn't hear back from or didn't get a straight answer from on these magnetic alignment calls to make sure that they have the opportunity to get on the call. Then this is where the secret sauce is. I have created a system where I am posting almost every single day for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks actually, for this offer. So this was launched in the beginning of June. I launched it on June 8th. On the 3rd, I had some like pre-building the audience, warming the audience up, teasing the the fact that this launch is happening. And then on the 8th of June is when we launched the scholarship. So this is where I put the caption and the graphic and also email number one. So in this Trello board, I have my social media content outlined and then I have my email content outlined as well on the corresponding dates so that I know every single day of this launch what I am supposed to be doing, what the needle movers are, what are the things that are going to bring momentum to this launch and keep me in energetic alignment. And I am by no way, shape, or form trying to tell you that you have to post every day when you're doing a launch or when you're putting together your signature offer. But because I'm a manifesting generator and because I've been doing this a really long time, it's really easy for me to create daily content for over 2 weeks. And it's so much more helpful for me to have a system like this in place so that I don't get shiny object syndrome and start doing other things or sharing other things with my audience. So that is just one example of a post. You can see up here in Trello what I love about this platform is one, it's free, and two, you can add labels to these cards. So I have in here a label that this is for Magnetic Midlife. I have my email list content and static feed content. This is just posting to Facebook or Instagram. And then I also have in here that I'm talking about the giveaway. I have my due date set. You can see that I marked it as completed. So I get a reminder every time that I have something to do for this launch. And I set all of these dates up prior to the launch so that I didn't feel like I was scrambling or in this hustle energy. I really created an easeful launch. Then we have Tuesday. You can see here I have a reel. I'm doing a post with a reel video. And same thing with Wednesday. And then I have a note in here to do personal invites or shares, and that's where those emails went out to my referral network. And then Thursday, we had the email list and the static feed posts going out. So all of that content is in here. And what I'm going to be doing after this launch is wrapped up is I will go back, I will save the links for all of those posts that are going out for Facebook and Instagram so that I can look at the analytics. I'm also going to share or save the media files, whether it's a real video or a graphic that I created, and attach it to this card. Because what this does is it allows us to look at, from a numbers perspective, what worked really well, and also creates a rinse and repeat system so that the next time that I launch this offer and bring eyes to it, it's really easy for me to do that. It's really not necessarily a set it and forget it system, but it allows us to build and refine with intention. So you can see the content created all the way through the end of the month. I have my carousel slides in here. I did do this in real time when I posted this on Friday, just making sure that I had the graphics in there for future use. I also have in here selling in stories, so I'm making sure that I'm intentionally showing up on Instagram and Facebook stories during this launch. And these labels are just a really good visual cue for me to do a quick check-in in the morning, especially on the weekends, because I don't typically work on the weekends. But during this launch period, I have small tasks that I'm doing for myself um, with the Trello board. So you can see that it goes all the way through June 23rd, which is the last day to apply for a scholarship. So although the option to enroll is open now, the scholarship is going to have a deadline and will close. And that will be the last reminder that I send people. And then I have notifications set in my calendar to choose the scholarship winner. And I have a script that I'm building out for that welcome and onboarding sequence for the scholarship winner and bringing on that new client. So that is the preparation for a launch from a marketing and visibility perspective, but also a back end perspective and an energy management perspective. Because if you know me, I'm a busy mom. I have young kids at home 365, 24/7. And I'm running this business while also supporting my existing clients. So when I have a signature offer that I'm launching, there is some preparation and thought that goes into it. But this prep work allows me to have a more easeful process and all of that. So I've had so much fun sharing this. I hope that seeing the behind the scenes is helpful for you in some way. And if this offer is speaking to you, if you are a midlife woman who is ready to really create the visibility and sustainable income in your business to create the wealth and legacy that you're here to share with the world, I invite you to apply, whether it's for the scholarship or for enrollment. We'll get on a call and see if it's the right fit for you. And this is just a brilliant example of what it looks like on the back end, where I can be helping you map these pieces out in your own business. I cannot wait to see your application come through, and I'm sending you so much love.